Okay, so it's 6:55 on the 25th, which I keep having this weird cough. Well, I mean, we're fogged in, and that's nothing compared to like the floods that now are just hammering the West Coast, man. There's horrible, huge floods that have happened now all up in California. So now it's at Washington, Oregon, and California. And there's just trees down. Oh, it's a mess. Now when you see the videos. So the West Coast is definitely disaster zone. But but still, I mean, the big one hasn't happened, but who knows if today is going to be the day, you just don't know what each day is going to bring. But I wanted to say, so Merry Christmas, anybody who's celebrating Christmas. And that is what I wanted to say. First was about the triggers. God, it's so weird. There's definitely triggers associated, like, because for me, I stopped with, like I had talked about before, I stopped with the celebrations and buying into all of their holiday traditions and stuff like that. And it really started mostly, I would say, with my 60th birthday. So that was almost 5 years ago. And well, let me think, because that would be in the summer. And then, because I know that there was, my daughter was staying with me at one of them. And so I wasn't going to do anything. But because we put up a little tree, we did some stuff, and her kids came and stuff. So it was like a little thing. We still did Christmas and Thanksgiving when my daughter was there. And then after that, I'm trying to think. Because I stopped, but it seems like I decorated a couple of Christmases. I can't remember. I know that last year I definitely didn't do anything. But it seems like it was the year before that too. I can't remember. But anyways, I had already stopped with the Christmas thing. But I did last year make my neighbors some bread and cookies because they gave me stuff. So I made bread and cookies and gave it to them. So I still did that. And but I was by myself there at the cabin, and I keep having all these flashes going through my head of different things. And so I didn't, I just was there by myself and didn't do anything. And I know it was like a couple Thanksgivings too. So I didn't be like, well, I'm going to go see family or anything. But also over there's the problem with travel, because you have to cross the pass and there's bad weather and stuff. So that's also a deterrent, because there's a lot of bad weather then in December. And so it was a lot of like kind of just blocked off where I couldn't really go anywhere. So even if I wanted to go and be around my kids and stuff during the holidays, I was kind of stuck. So I was kind of just stuck by myself. And so I was really putting it into my mind about not being caught up in the the expectation of the holidays. Hold on. My gosh. It's gotta be the fog sickness, man. So so really putting it into my mind to get out of that whole thing. And so that's one level. There's all these different levels. It's trippy. Hold on. My God. So there's all these different levels to this, to all of the different things. And so at that point, it was just kind of like, okay, well, I can't go visit everybody. I can't go and see them. So just to get out of my head about the expectation of the holidays. Archie's, they're all so weird sometimes. I swear to God. And that is one thing too, is I think a part of this whole situation, this awakening, because I was thinking about this morning. I'll go back to the holiday thing in a second, but this is shorter. So, because this morning I was thinking about this, and I was up doing my regular shit, being woke up when I didn't want to get up, just relentlessly not leaving me alone, and then making demands on me as soon as I fucking him up, and or forcing me to even get up. And so I was just like, you know, I wouldn't say stomping. What is that when you're just like you're not, I don't know, pouting. And so, and I'm sitting here thinking like, I'm in hell. I'm literally in hell. And when I was singing that, all of a sudden it just like hit me. And I was like, oh, I think, and I've said it a bunch of times, we're in hell. This isn't my first epiphany that we're in hell. But this is this new way that I saw it suddenly, where I was like, you know, we're in hell and this is fucking hell. And then it was like, all of a sudden it hit me like, oh, that is a part of the awakening. Oh my freaking God. I'm telling you. Okay, Stella, I'm doing this. And so thinking that you know, I'm in hell. And then, but how all of a sudden, then I saw it was like, oh, it's like we're all supposed to awaken and realize that this is hell, because so many people accept it as this is just life. This is the way life is. This is life. And it isn't. It isn't. And it isn't meant to be hard and hardship and not fun and stuff. And it is because we are in this hellacious, low vibration, BS kind of thing. And so it is partly to have that realization that life is supposed to be way better than this. Life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be, you know, oh my gosh, dang it. There, is that better for you? You got what you needed? I swear to God, I'm so tired of everybody being piled up on me. Can't have the ottoman here and have my foot up on it. No, that's got to be moved so she can lay here. So it's always this competition. Who can be the closest to me too? It's like, and then it's always got to be like sit on my feet. Ay, God, I swear. So anyways, I was just having this like epiphany this morning. Like, it's like, we all have to start seeing this is not the way to live. We're not meant to live this way. We're meant to live so much better. And that this, I think that this is hell, personally. And I can't imagine a place being worse. God. And some people will be like, oh, it's not that bad here. It's just depends on how you look at it and stuff. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of bad things that happen here. And you can't just overlook them. Can't just pretend like they're not happening. And well, I'm just going to focus over here where nothing bad is happening, which is a part of the whole thing, because I even say, you know, what you focus on. But that doesn't mean you just ignore the things. It means you don't focus on them. So you don't just be like, oh, there's you know, this horrible crime, this horrible crime, this horrible crime, this horrible crime. It's like you have the awareness that these things are happening, but you don't just sit there and focus on them and let them take you down. It's just enough to even know that this all exists is what gives you reference to where it is you are. But when you sit here and you just become absorbed by it and depressed by it and sucked into it, that is the next level that you need to stay. You got to find a counterbalance. So it isn't just to ignore, because that was a big thing that it seemed to be when all of this first started. The whole Love and Light crew, you know, you're not supposed to pay any attention to anything bad happening. And that's also a sentiment of a lot of religious people. Because I would tell my mom things and she'd be like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know anything bad happening in the world. It was like, and it was the same with the Love and Light people. It's like, well, then you aren't processing through your pain. You're not acknowledging what this place is. You're not seeing the truth. You're not, healing how it makes you feel. And so you're bypassing all of these horrific things that are happening that are there to help you become a more loving, compassionate, caring person. And so it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't a part of our growth. It wouldn't be happening on the planet if it wasn't a part of what we were here to go through. And so, but you can't let it consume you. You have to find your balance in all of the happenings that are occurring. And there's so much tragedy. And the thing that gives me the counterbalance is to just have the realization or the acknowledgement that is those people's timeline. That's their storyline. It's their experience, what they came here to experience. And it's lots of horrible stuff. In the bigger sense of things, in like the macro of the community, of the collective, in as the sense of mankind or the human experience, then there's those situations play a part of how man was and what they became. So, and it does have a lot about the self-indulgent pain and suffering, and the evolution is the overcoming it, but the other part of it is the absorption, the being absorbed into it, and that is what brings in this like counterproductive experience of reactive behaviors that correspond to the negative timeline of revenge and bitter anger, resentment, all of those type of things that people get trapped in. And it's the entanglement of the soul, which is your karma experience. So it is it just is not something that to me is something that you just ignore and you pretend like nothing is going on. But again, you have to find your own balance. You can't let it consume you. And so, but to me, when you do acknowledge it and you start seeing, it is a difficult process for me to not be thinking, oh, well, there's so much better of a place. This is hell. This is what we as humans consider to be hell of the experience, and then repetitiveness too. Something that when they would show it in movies and stuff about like hell just being on this repeat, I was like, and then when it's like feeling like that in this life is like, this is hell, man. And so it is and then as a spiritual being to know like, oh, well, there's way better than this. This is the trappings. This is the dark energy that is trapping. And because our true experience, the experience we're going towards is the heaven on earth, the blissful way of living, the love and acceptance and connection that we're going to experience after we overcome the experience of the like hate and bitterness and fear and anger and all of those they're like superficial emotions, but they're traps. And so once we overcome that, that's how we move into this more happy, loving world that we create. And but that is the heaven on earth, and this is hell on earth. And so that is, I think a part of people waking up and realizing things don't have to be this way. Hey, knock it off right now. I'll get my water. I'll get it right now. I'll just do it. Knock it off. I swear to God, they just fucking fuck around, man. Like, I'm gonna get a bone, and then I'm gonna go sit right next to you, and then if you even look at me, I'm gonna growl at you. And then Ruthie, she's got to start laying and rolling all over it. And then she'll just grab it and take it from him. And that's what, oh, well, the big fight they got in the other day was a tug of war. They were playing tug of war. And then somebody got hurt, I think, and it turned nasty. Hey, what? Okay, I'm getting my water. You think I'm not kidding? You think I'm kidding? Get your bone and go somewhere else, Archie. Or get a different bone. Why do you even need that bone? See? This is fucking hell. It's hell for everybody. But, hey, get a different bone or grip that one and go over there. Archie, either get that bone and go over there or go get a different bone. There's a whole bunch of other bones. You don't have to have that one. They're both just staring at me. Sometimes it takes a minute for dogs to process, I've noticed. But sometimes they're defiant. And they're like, I can do what I fuck I want to do. Ruthie? Big beast. Knock it off. This is my day. This is all day. All day, every day. This is my life. As redundant as it is. Like all day. Oh my God. I've got a headache. The day just started. Oh, I did not want to wake up this morning and she just would not stop. Okay, that is it. Okay. Hold on. This is my day. Get off of his bone. Get your damn bone. Go over there. I'm getting my water right now too. I'm gonna keep it on me. Here's another damn bone. Use that bone. For God's sakes. There's my water. Okay. So, I swear to God, the water is the best training thing. I got the little, I'll show you my little things I have. This dumbest thing I've got. Which I saw, there was an ad on TikTok. Somebody doing the purse. And the one that they use in the ads, and this is another thing, I was going to order my mom this cat light. And now that I have the awareness of the bullshit, then I kept looking for the thing. And all of them were like, oh, it's not what they show. It's a little plastic thing. It's nothing like what they show. And it's so crazy because they'll go through the details of it being stained glass and look at this and all that. And that's not what comes. But there was one somebody did for the bag. Every single comment is don't get it. It's fake. It's plastic. It's a piece of garbage. Everybody has the same feeling as me. Everybody's really disappointed. But everything is blowing up in their... everything is blowing up and all of these, even influencers, everything. Everything, you can just watch it all blowing up and flipping. So I got this dumbass thing, which is supposed to be silent and cause some kind of high-pitched sound that they hear that stops them. But I can hear it. It's like, I don't know, what the hell. And then when you read the thing, well, but it doesn't stop them. I don't give a shit. This thing, that's hideous. They'll stop for a second, look at it, and then they keep going. But the water, when you go like, I'm getting my water, then they're like, hell no, they don't want a squirt of water. It's just like a couple little drizzles. It's not even some big thing. It's not like you're getting out the fire hose or something. So anyways, so hell on earth. And oh yeah, so I think it is that, you know, we're all supposed to kind of acknowledge that and want more for ourselves, you know, to be like this. Life doesn't have to be this way. Life doesn't have to be so horrendous and horrible. We can want better. We can want more. And we got to go towards it. It's like demand it for ourselves. So anyways, I think it's a part of the whole thing is this realization of really how bad it is here and to want and expect more out of life. And that's what pulls us energetically towards what it is that we want and expect. That's manifesting. So, and it's living by intention, going towards what you intend for yourself. What is it you want for yourself? I want better. And I saw this thing. God damn it. I saw this thing and there's always all these little hokey things or whatever. So this one was like, your 2026 is the movie that was... the number one movie on your 10th birthday is what your 2026 is going to look like. So I was like, well, let's just go see what is my 2026 supposed to look like. And so I went and looked it up, and it was summer of 42. And I just know it's some kind of a romantic, I don't know, it's not a romantic comedy. I think it's a romantic drama. I think it's like, I don't know. I gotta go look it up. And then it said another movie that was popular was Love Story. I was like, oh my God, if you don't know that one, oh my God, look it up. But that wasn't the number one. The number one was Summer of 42. And then there was another one too that was popular at the time. It was these 3 movies. And the other one was, I think a funny one or something. But anyways, so I still got to go read what is Summer of 42. So anyways, but that's, we'll see what my 2026 looks like. So anyways, back on the trigger, the Christmas trigger. So anyways, but it's one perspective to be kind of like, well, I'm stuck. I'm not really anything I can do. I'm not going to decorate. Fuck this fucking holiday. And I'm just going to hang out and make the best of the day when everybody else is acting like it's like, oh my God. And people act like, oh, you poor thing. You're alone on Christmas. It's like, you guys are really putting a lot on this day, man. You got a lot going. And there's so many videos already of the people being disappointed and fighting, being rejected, not getting what they want. It's the whole thing. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. But it's each person's storyline and what they're here to overcome and stuff like that. So anyways, but the one now it was just hitting me so much of like being isolated, because it's even though the roads suck and the driving and everything like that, it really, I mean, my tent isn't in the garage anymore. So what am I gonna? Where am I gonna go with my 4 dogs? Can't really afford an Airbnb. I sent most of my money out for my family. And so, anyways, but the trigger was knowing that they're all together. They're all together, celebrating, hanging out. And even, my ex is, be around, my grandkids and all this stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. It was just like all these different things were hitting me more. The daughter who's not talking to me. Like, even if I was in town, they're all over it. The daughter who's not talking to me. It's not like I would be invited. And so it's just weird, because it's like this whole thing goes on without me. Like, I'm separating from this world at large. It's like I'm coming apart from it. And it was like I was processing through it. And then I was even thinking about the, how was it? Okay, because I was separating from, like, they're all going on, having this, and I'm not included, and feeling this separation in the energy, and the kind of like going through the process of what you hold on to, like anger, bitterness, like unfair. And because it was when I was like seeing all that, then all of a sudden all these videos started popping up of all of the BS that people are having at these different get-togethers. And it was like then putting it more into perspective of over just like, you just gotta let go of this, and really we need to have better get-togethers, with family and stuff, more authentic and more real, not all this preconceived and around the gift giving, the consumption of this system. How much did you spend, and all of that, and people being so broke and just still feeling obligated to give. And it's just the whole thing is just, it's got so much negative energy around it, kind of like when I talk about the coin, that's a bit, and how it just carries an energetic negativity with it. It's a negative energy that is associated with it. And so are so much with these holidays. Even Valentine's Day, you know, it's supposed to be about love, and it's all these different ones are just really formatted around negativity when you break it down. And the facade is the joy and the happiness and stuff. And you know, another thing I thought this was interesting was, so it's in Vegas, I guess. I don't know, you go to Santa Village or whatever it is, but so this family goes in, and the person out front puts you in the elevator and says, okay, push that button, and it's going to take you to the North Pole. And then when you get there, then you push that button and it opens the door. And so they're in the elevator, and it's like windows, the whole elevator, except for it's not just like windows, they're like screens. And so at first when you're going, it's like these mechanisms. So they're going through these mechanisms. And then once they go past that, then they're in the sky. And then once they go past that, then they start going. The video cut off at some point, didn't show the whole thing. But I was thinking, you know, this is the truth. You know, you're going, like they're showing you're going up to the North Pole or whatever. But it's like you're going into different realms. So you're going up into different realms when you're going out of your zone in your realm of reality. And the which even in those screens, I've said before, I swear to God, our plane rides and stuff are some kind of like that. If you've ever been to an amusement park where they put you on, you go in this ride and then these screens come on and the thing moves around and it makes it seem like you're going to this place. That's what it makes me always think of, like, that's what these fucking rides are like. They're just, but I mean, they do supposedly take us up into the sky. And I don't know, everything just seems so absurd and fake. And we don't need to, and they take us, when they go in the sky, they take us on weird routes anyways. And I don't think our projected vision of what we can see of the landscape gives us the concept of what things really are like. It's not just this big, giant, flat plane. It's definitely not a globe. And the closest thing about a globe, though, like I said, it's like we're on the inside of the globe. And so the places go around inside instead of on the outside, being the land, the base, it's a totally different concept if you think of the lands becoming like the wall, the boundaries of the earth, than it is if you think of everything flipping and being on the inside. Then it becomes like mountain peaks and stuff. It becomes like a different type of terrain, and that's what I believe it is more like than this outskirt like that. And so yeah, if you think of the being in like that, then you still have a barrier around, because it's like we're in this bubble. So if you think of yourself being inside the globe, but also inside the globe is the points of the poles. So the North Pole and the South Pole, which were in this shifting of things flipping, but it's kind of like it's flipping from this concept of reality, from being out to in, from being down to being up. So it's like going from dark to light, but it's on this other kind of level. But if you think of being in the globe, and then the parameter is like we're in a bubble, and then it has this core, like an apple core, going down the middle. And so the flipping is it's not like it's flipping upside down, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of like taking a shirt and flipping it inside out or right side in. And when we're on the outside, that when we're on the inside, okay, let me see how that, okay, so when we're on the outside of the shirt, we're on the outside of the globe. When we're on the inside, we're on the inside of the globe. So it's kind of like that flip of what our, in the concept of the world being so different than what we think, is what not just awakens us, because it is it's beyond the just awakening. It's the being slapped into reality of it being so much different than what we've been told. So it's not just like the aliens and stuff like that, because then when you think of being in there, the dimensional beings that can move through and go into different places, but see, it depends on vibration. So it's like these interdimensional beings that can move through these plateaus of vibration because they're in alignment. And so that, and it to be in alignment with other vibrations, in order to be in alignment with other vibrations, you have to have gone through experiences that align you with these vibrations. So that is why they're more seasoned, they're sophisticated beings. They aren't the lower vibrations where people try and make them out to be demons and stuff. Well, if they're demons, then we're the dirt on the demon's shoes or something. Like, they are beyond what we are. And although when we become in tune with our soul, then we begin to see that we are more on their level. But this big experience right now that is flipping us into even higher vibration. So it's like the concept of this being the only thing, and this is our world and this is all there is and all that stuff, is kind of the binding that holds you in your realm, in your dimension, because you can't even conceptualize something being different or bigger or better outside of there. So it is your trap that holds you. And so that is the trap of the dark. That's why it feels like a prison. Because once you can see beyond it, see beyond what is shown to you, see beyond the ice wall, see beyond what you can imagine, then that is when you're going more back into touch with your soul, which is more of an interdimensional, multidimensional being. And so that is when you become more connected to what you really are. And that's when you become more connected to what these other beings are, because you are, family with all of them. So it's, okay. Fuck, man. So it's like, man. Okay. So it's like, in this world, which is weird because this is like playing out right now. And I was just like talking about this. So it's this separation kind of this, okay, so you think about what I was talking about. So you got this whole group of your family, and they're just continuing in this experience. Although, a lot of them are feeling the same pull, the same dissatisfaction, but people still continue to play. And so you pull out. So you pull out from that sense of family, but then it's like you connect to your bigger galactic family, in that process, because you connect more back to your soul, and your soul is like connected to all these galactic beings, so it's like pulling out of one party, but you're going into another party. If I can see it, but I don't know if I'm explaining it right, because it's not like a mean thing or a bad thing, and but it's like a connection thing, like what you hold on to. And again, it is the things you hold on to kind of constrict you. And when you start feeling the dissatisfaction from the present, then that's so weird too, how some of these words, the dissatisfaction from the present at the whole, like, it's weird. So when you start the present experience, present moment, then you feel the dissatisfaction, and you're pulling away from that, and it starts giving you a view, and in this view you start to heal and mend parts of yourself that feel different emotions from the whole thing. And it can be, like anger, it can be a whole lot of things, bitterness, it can be a lot of different things. But as you pull out of it, you begin to acknowledge it and experience and mend these emotional ties. But it isn't like you're left out in the dark, because in that sense of going through that, it is like you become more connected to who you truly are, and who you truly are is connected to the others, even though they're all connected to the others too. But see, they're holding on to this connection that seems more real. And when you let go of the artificial, the pretend of thinking that this is real, and you let go of it, and you move out into this, and you mend those feelings on the way, then all of a sudden it's like, all these other beings are there, which a big part of them too is people who have passed away, guides, and even people who, think they're, channeling blah, 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 and channeling, all this is it is like they're channeling their guides, however they perceive it, and some of them could be, I'm talking to the Pleiadians, and it's like, but you're talking to these beings that you are associated with, kind of like you are a part of their your galactic family. So it is that's who you're kind of connecting with. And people think like, well, I'm talking to these or talking to that, and then some people, I'm talking to the angels and stuff like that, which then it starts getting into, depending on how this name dropping thing for the channeling is like, it's like a value system. It's like, do you need to have some idea to give yourself more value, so that you have to have this idea, you're talking to archangels and stuff like that. So then it makes you feel like you've got a higher value. So many people are like, I talk to source. Well, I think, if you're talking to source, then you're talking to your higher self, because when you think of what source, so many people are like source. If you think about what source is, it's like, it would be like you're talking to everyone as they come together. It's like source is like if you were to think of energy, like the electricity, say, and we all have to plug into the electricity to get power, then that would be the source of the energy. So when you think of source being the source of the energy of all the souls, that is this energetic thing that we're all plugged into, that we all come from. So it's like the mind of the universe. It's like this the energy of it. So then when people say source, I'm always thinking, so you're plugged into everybody, to everything, because that would be, you are, I don't know, I just don't look at it the same way as they do. You know, it's like I'm going to plug into the source of all the energy and it's going to speak to me. But it is like, which I would assume, yeah, you could get a vibration or something, but it would be coming from all the things that are plugged into it. Kind of, if you get my drift. Like, I don't know, we all perceive in different manners. We all perceive what this world is and how it works differently. But anyways, that's, you know, how I'm seeing that. Oh, and I saw that I just saw this video a second ago. And this is when silver was at 62. Right now it's like at 71. It just keeps going and going and going. And these places that are closing down and saying, hey, we can't sell any of our silver. Our silver, we're cut off. And there's a bunch of companies that already use it, like Samsung. There's a lot of uses that they need silver, which now there's this huge shortage in silver. And that's why I was saying, you know, it was a good investment, because there's not enough of it. And if you've got some, then you have something of high value. And then just beginning to flip the value is just the beginning. It's just the start. And so going, which when you hear the economic people or the economists talking about what's happening with it, they're just like, oh, this is unheard of. Things don't go up this fast. And but that is a clear, good sign that we're in the financial flipping. And but so this lady she was saying, because there's some economic people who had said it's going to go up and be the same as gold real quick, which is like $4,800 or something an ounce. And so this lady was doing videos saying, I think for sure it's going to be going to for real quick, because you know, we're in this big shortage now of it, and there's all these companies that need it. And which, if you have it, that doesn't mean you have to go start selling it to these companies. Even when it goes, that's up to you. If you want to go with the 4 and say, okay, well, you know, I paid 28, now I got 4 for per ounce. So, you know, it's a good haul, which, yeah, that's a fucking great investment. You know, it's the kind of investments we all would like to have, like when we put our money in the bank and stuff, and they give you whatever, 3%. And then if you overdraft or something, they charge you, like, they make so much money off of us. And then, so anyways, but yeah, going from 28 an ounce to 4,000 an ounce is a big, you know, that's a big, you know, haul. And so, but it's going to go up more than that too. So that's not going to stop there. And so then you have to consider, like, well, if it doubles and goes up even more, and that's where we got to kind of watch and see how it plays out. It's not all of a sudden going to be like, you know, there's tons and then all of a sudden it drops back down again. It's going to keep building, and there's going to be more things that they're going to need it for. And probably the same with gold too. It's not, I don't know that silver is going to become more valuable than gold. I think that the precious metals are going to become more precious and more valuable, because it's going to, well, I mean, for one thing, now they make so much stuff out of it. Even when they started with gold and silver before, then, and they used it for trade and stuff, I don't know that they were making all of these technologically sophisticated things using it. I don't think it had so much use. It was just used as like barter, trade, whatever. You know, I've got these gold pieces, I'll give you some gold if you give me that land, you know. So so there was trade-offs. But now there is things that they use it for. So there's a lot of just bouncing on this thing. So so there's a lot of uses. So that's going to keep going up, and the shortage, but I don't know, they could all of a sudden start being like, oh, well, we've got silver mines. We found places where there's silver and confirmation, and we're going to send in these robots, because why should humans go in there and risk their lives to do mining? And when they can do, have robots going and do it, or there could even be more crazy technology that is able to do that kind of stuff. I mean, they just put in a giant magnet and it just pulls it. Like, who knows what the hell? And no, God, you guys are radical. Oh my God, stop. You see this? These two start in. Oh God, it's like a fucking no. That's Ruthie. Stop it. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it right now. Oh, stop it right now. Lady. Oh, don't you. Let's talk to them on their level. Don't you do that. They understand it more if you if you do noises. Hey. You know what? Knock it off. I swear to God, there's no telling what's going to happen today. There is such an intenseness. And the animals are all acting super crazy. There's people talking about how crazy their dogs and cats are acting. And there's so many that are dropping dead. Oh my God. And Stella has still got some leakage from the vagina thing, which I started thinking, oh, it could very well be, because a lot of dogs that are spayed and stuff like that, girl dogs, that they start having like some leakage, and just like little ladies start having some leakage and stuff, which in a little chart at the vets, Stella's like 71. So yeah, I was thinking, I bet you that could be it. And then when it's kind of leaking, and she's, because the dog's vagina is like the little well, if you were just leaking, and then you would start to get like kind of burning and stuff. And so I was thinking, I bet you that's what it is. She's got like a little bit of a leakage, and it kind of is causing burning. So I don't know. If he keeps going, I might just, well, when I'm going to take her back in and get him done again in a couple months. So we'll see. I don't think it's anything, deadly. Like, I've heard of people's dogs, they're having, because a lot of people, once their dogs start doing that stuff, they just don't want to be bothered. And they just, like, yeah, it's time to go. But but I think that, if she starts showing signs of like, oh no, this is more serious, but like the vet couldn't see anything. And even when I said, well, maybe I should do a vaginal swab, and she's like, oh, everything's fine. So, anyways, we'll just see. But it makes sense to me if she does have like a little bit of urine leakage and it's irritating her vagina. But it's definitely not as much as, she's not just like licking and stuff like, and I think that the smell isn't as potent. I don't have that same potent smell. Like, it was pretty potent. And then when they do the glands, it is that smell on steroids. So I was like, oh, that's got to be the smell. Will you stop? What is your problem? And her tail's just wagging away. She just, it's like so much energy. She just wants someone to just, see them get going. Stella is like, Lord, where are we? 48 minutes. My God, this is like, I'm telling you, we're in hell. I'm in hell. Maybe not everybody's in hell. I am. But it's going to turn into summer of 42. I need to go figure out what that is for me. So, would you please just settle down? No, don't climb on me. No, you're not climbing on me, Ruthie. No, you're a heavy beast. No, she just doesn't stop. And I was looking for my fingernail clippers because I need to clip her nails some more. She scratched the shit out of me. Okay, that's so nice. Nice kisses. Is that And I can't find it anywhere. I was like, what? How in the world? Oh, and the other day, I had this. Okay. I had this, okay, I don't need a bunch of kisses right now, honey. No. God damn. Okay, everybody just scoot off of me. That would be the best thing. That would be the best thing for me. Okay, Stella, why don't you move so she can move? Stella does not like it when she gets on her. Stella. And then I'm always right in the middle of this drama. What is your needy problem? Okay. Let's call it truth. Let's make it, let's like. Oh, Lord. Okay, I don't want to have a fight on top of me. That's what I don't. You guys all. Okay, stop. God. I was gonna say you guys see a brawl, a mauling of me, but who would be here to record? Who would be here to download it? That's the way I go out. I'm being mauled to death by the dogs. Oh God, I'm going to God. So, do you need to go out? How about that? You need to go potty? Maybe that's your problem. Maybe that is her problem. Okay. And then, of course, there's a thorn under my foot. Motherfucking thorns are everywhere. Look at that. Can you see that? Freaking. God, they're vicious. Oh, it is cold outside. It's supposed to be getting really warm. You know what's something weird, too? I saw a video. So the other day, this girl was saying in Boise it was 60-something degrees. And, which is an hour from here. And it was like 40-something here. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I don't know. Everything is weird. Like an hour from here is 15 or 20 degrees different. No, that didn't mean to just come back and get on top of me. No. Ruthie, what is your problem? No. No. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. And she just is relentless. She doesn't stop. Doesn't matter if you say no. She's like, oh, what does that mean? I'm just going to come harder. Is this a challenge? Does no mean like, oh, come harder? No, it doesn't mean come harder. It means go lay down. I'm doing something. Oh, Lord have mercy. But, yeah, this is what my day is like. So, it's just starting a little early today. This is my all day, every day. And then we've got this little room, but it's better than the tent. So I keep telling myself, well, at least I'm not living in the tent. But I was talking to my daughter, and I was like, well, it's almost, in a couple weeks, it'll be a year I've been living in a garage. Because even though I have an apartment and a bathroom in this one, the rest of my whole thing is in the garage. Which I had this coat tree thing. I had all my purses and some hats hanging on. And I do have a lot of purses, but still. I go out, I opened the door the other morning, it's crashed, and all my purses are everywhere. And I was just like, what? And so then, yeah, it just broke in the middle of the night. So I'm trying to glue it now, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be fixing. Now she's chasing her tail again. Oh. There was something else I was going to say about the, so the garage. I live in the garage now for almost a year. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because I know a couple people who are really going through it too, like in relationships and stuff. And in relationships are hard to maneuver because there's such an enmeshment of codependency over what is you and what is them. And, you know, well, they feel bad. Well, I did do this and that made them feel bad, but then they're not like acknowledging me, you know, like there's so much, it's so, it's a difficult gray path to maneuver. But basically, I think what it breaks down to is your sovereignty and what is good for you. And you do have to be mindful. You know, you can't just go around hurting people and being selfish and stuff, because that will come back to haunt you. But you do have to, in your relationship, think like, well, is this good for me? Is this how I want to live? And is this what I want out of life? And to be able to figure out, now she's going, oh, she just doesn't stop. Oh God. And now she's over there getting Max worked up. She's still trying to get her tail. Oh, see how Max, she's trying to get her tail in front of Max on the chair. Max just gets fed up. Oh my God. Hell can be kind of funny sometimes. But it is like a fucking... So anyways, I'll just fix my hair too. So, oh, you know, another thing too is that I've seen lately is, she's just going to town on her tail. She's going to circles. Is, that, these influencers, so people are showing like when they got popular and when people started following them and started liking them, and that they were so different. They were so more regular and down to earth and appreciative. And then they've turned into these phony, fake, just totally different personalities. And people are really seeing it and, you know, and showing the comparison now. And people are getting so turned off by them. It's just like the end of an era of these, influencers and the fakeness and the phoniness. And there's this one, and I don't know what her deal is, because I don't know how they all of a sudden started having so much money, but she is like, just shows how much money she spends. And it starts being really kind of like gross. Like, why do you need to spend $10,000 or $20,000 in a week on like 8 different purses? It's like, isn't that kind of like over the top? Isn't that kind of like what the translation of the Sumerian tablets, whoever that one person was, who it was some kind of translation that said the people who are value Gucci over human life and stuff, and what other people are going through, rather than like what I was talking about the other day with some of these people who have a lot of money, is to not be giving back into their communities, which is also with the churches and stuff, is to not be giving back into like this tithing kind of concept of giving some back to the communities. That doesn't mean you give over all your fortune, but, you know, to, you know, think that you need to buy $10,000, $20,000 worth of these expensive ass bags just because it's a label, then to, when there's people out there who are starving and stuff and have nothing, it's like, what is the more important? And it's crazy because the chasing, it's like chasing your tail when you are just trying to fulfill your needs through Gucci bags and stuff like that, when really the true fulfillment comes from doing something that's, you know, helping somebody. That's where you start really getting your heart and soul starts feeling warm. And it's like, now I have this like vision of the Grinch or something. And his heart had become cold and kind of like a lump of coal. And then to feel like doing something good for somebody, all of a sudden it gives it a little spark. And then you do another thing and it starts heating it up and stoking the fire of your heart. And that's how it really is, how it really does work. And so what you're looking for, you know, and I think in a sense of building an idol and having people worship you because you have all these bags, but now people are changing off of this like jealous and envy of wishing I could live like that, wishing I had those things. And it's kind of like beginning to turn their stomachs and stuff. So those people don't have the same influence as they did before, which most people can't even go buy these bags that these people end up, buying. That so then but they like lose sight of what's important, and so they're not building, they're not stoking the fire of their heart and their soul. They are trying to fill, a bag over here and make themselves feel better. And it's not, or build themselves up more. I'm not sure. Each person has their own thing going on. And it's going to keep playing out. I mean, you got influencers dropping dead like it's crazy. All these TikTok influencers dropping dead, dropping dead, dropping dead. And then other ones being shown to being so fake and phony, and people just like roasting them and stuff, which, speaking of the roast, is that one where Carl Reiner, Al Franken was saying all that stuff about Carl Reiner, about what he used to do to Rob when Rob was a kid, and making it like a joke, where it's like, probably really real. And then people saying that that's, probably what the deal is with his son, because Rob turned around and did it to his kid. And then somebody was showing all of these videos of Rob and Carl. Oh my God. How many people, grown ass men, like, are kissing on the lips? Like, I feel like even if I kiss my parents as an adult, it's more like on the cheek. It's more like a hug and just like a pressing your mouth on their cheek and giving them a hug or something. It's not going up mouth to mouth and like, there's so many videos of them. It's like, how many times are you guys, and they're grown ass men and they're so kissy face. It's like, oh my God, what did he do to him as a child? And then, I don't know, man. This whole Hollywood thing is so messed up, with the perversion and the gender swapping, the friggin' the whole thing, man. Even the way that they've got all these women going and doing all this stuff to their faces and making them look like not human, and then trying to set that as the standard. Most of us are all just, and the other thing too, like Madonna and Cher. So Madonna's new boyfriend was like 40 or 50 years, no, wouldn't be 50. He's like 40 years younger than her or something. No, is it 40 or 30? Because she's like 67, I think. So she's like 67. And her boyfriend's like 38 or something. Maybe even younger. Could be 28. And I don't know. Huge age gap. And then Cher. There was a video of her going to some Christmas party. I think it was SNL Christmas party or something, or after party with her boyfriend. And she's 77 or something, which I would have thought she was older. As my mom's 82 or 81 or something. I would have thought she was more. But so if she's 77, whatever. I think they lie about their ages anyways. And now she's got blonde hair. And she's walking into this party with her boyfriend, and he's 38 or something. And it's like, this isn't any better than these guys who are going out with these really young girls. And for these women to think like, oh, he really loves me. Chick, he is going out with you for status and money. If you really think that these young guys are really like into you, because, and then why, when you have got status and money, why would you lower yourself like that? Why wouldn't you want to be with somebody who is very equal to you? That is a challenge to you, that you enjoy talking to you. Like, man, when you're in a relationship with somebody who's much younger than you, it is hard to find stuff that is in common. And then I swear to God, you're always telling them, it's like you're giving them lessons in life or something. It's like, what? And then when you're talking about somebody who is like 4 generations behind you? And then what are you getting out of this? You're trying to show everybody like, oh, we have good sex. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. And so anyways, I don't know. But to me, it is just as absurd. So these old, successful women going out with their young boyfriends. It's not like I'm looking at them going, oh God, oh my God, what a cougar, what a score you got. Oh, lucky you. It's like, ugh. And I guess Demi Moore now, she's going out with some 26-year-old. And he's also a famous actor. And but to me, Demi Moore, she's the Demi 2.0. I don't think that's the original. There's something weird with that whole thing. So I don't even know that that's really the original person at this point. There's too much weird shit. And so I don't know. But I sure the hell don't look at him and think like, oh my God, they're so lucky. Oh my God, they get to go out with somebody young. It's like, oh, what? If you're going to be successful and stuff, why wouldn't you want to be with somebody who was successful, who was on your level? Like, even if you think like, well, he's a famous actor. It's like, I don't know. It was the same thing when Ashton started going out with her. It was like, what in the social climbing thing are you trying to do here? Which, in their relationship was some bogus bullshit. Like all this stuff coming out about like he was just all into threesomes and she would be doing all this stuff to try and make him happy and he was cheating and stuff like that. So yeah. And then even the other day, so Selena Gomez is her friggin' lilac weird marriage with that guy who is all the video of him with guys, his ex-boyfriend and all this stuff, he's just like, oh, goo goo eyes, giggly, hanging on him and stuff like that. With Selena, he's always just like, oh, don't touch me. And then see, she's just looking around like she's looking. Oh, there's one of these fucking government gnats in here. I don't know how these gnats live through these temperatures. It's absurd. With the it's like the government lab gnats. But anyway, so the other day they're walking through a basketball game, and so of course they're down on the floor, and which I have sat down on the floor before. I had my boss, who was a doctor, he had floor seats at the Lakers thing, and he gave them to me and my sister, so we got to go down there, and it was really cool. But so so she's walking out. And some fans stop her. Oh, can we take a picture? And her husband, of course, is walking in front of her. But, whoa, he hears, he must hear the picture situation. He runs back and jumps in the picture with them. It's like, oh, my God, the social climbing. It's like I can see it with some of these people, like, who are in that kind of status. How do you find people you can trust? Because it is... it's full of just obscene social climbing. It's just, there's so much absurdity to it. Just like these women, if you think like that gives you extra status when you are supposed to be somebody who is at the top of your game and you're going out with some young person, it's so obvious that it's not about love, man. It's like, man, I don't know. So anyways, that's my rant for the day. Well, it could be just starting. I may rant all day. We'll see we'll see how this day goes. It's starting out with a bang. There's like a toy torn up all over the bed right now. There's fuzz everywhere. And when I was going out cleaning up the poop, how much of it is full of fuzz? So just eat all this garbage stuff. So, anyways, but I did make some banana bread, chocolate chip banana bread. I did sneak a couple pieces before they got out there this morning. And it was delicious. So I'm going to go make another cup of tea and eat some more of that. And this tooth, man, I swear to God, I'm spending so much time trying to envision, the life I want. And what it is I want, I want a friggin' house. That is one thing I want. And we deserve to have homes. We deserve to have land if we want to grow food or whatever. We deserve to have these things. It's not asking too much in the world. It's like that's the illusion of hell. like gonna be like, well, you can't have this, you can't ask for that. This drama is not even gonna stop, I swear to God. But keep trying to envision my tooth healing, healing, healing. I was like, what the hell, man? It is so, I don't even know, man. I think it's like, I don't know. My daughter brought me some toothpaste from Thailand. So it's some healthy, all whatever, healthy herbal stuff. So I've used that a couple times. We'll see if that makes a difference. She also brought me these little things, and this was so weird because I had just seen this video in the morning, and it was a girl talking about that vaping or something's illegal there, and that they don't vape, and that they also that they use these little canisters. I'll show you. Hold on just a second. Let me get them. You want out too? Okay, go. Oh, look at the light outside. There's light. Let there be light. There's light outside now. So they're these little canisters. And so she said that you just open it up and you take a little sniff. Like, and so it's this little thing like this. And then inside it's like a little, one fell out the other day. So this is what it is. And inside, I think it's eucalyptus and stuff. And so you sniff it and it clears your nose and stuff like that, which smells really good, like eucalyptus. So there's this one, and it's all written, I guess, in Taiwanese or whatever, so I can't read it. And then there's another one. She got me, and the prices of them are cheap. I don't know. They had the price tag on it. It was like, it said like 20. It made it seem like it was like a quarter, but I think their money's even less. And so this one, it smells, it's not like eucalyptus. I'm not really sure, but it still has like a smell to it. And she said, I think this one's for like stomach aches. And so I was trying them to see, because this headache thing. So I was trying to see like what it did if I sniffed them, which I don't even know how much you can just sit and sniff them. But the girl, so I saw this girl doing this video, and she was talking about these little canisters, and they don't vape there. And that she gets these little things, and she said they're so calming. They make you feel so calm and relaxed, which I don't know how many different ones there are. And so I had sent that to my daughter, and I had no idea that she had gotten me these. And she had sent me, because I had to have some of the Stella's medicine sent from Washington. And so she sent me the box, and so I got it the other day, yesterday or the day before. And when I opened it, and I was like, I didn't have any idea what these were. So I messaged her, and she said, oh, you sniff them, and then it helps with headaches, stomach aches, and no, she didn't say headaches. It's congestion and stomach aches. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just sent you a video talking about these today. And then I got it the same day. I was like, how weird. And so then yesterday I was talking to her, and somebody, Cheryl, she said the same thing. I was talking, and she started thinking about something, and then I said it. I was like, I think that somehow when we're connected with each other, we all start being in the same energy field somehow of thought or something. So we're like in this, like the same soup bowl of energy, and it is like we're all connected on some level. But my daughter had one yesterday. It was something, and it was the same kind of thing of like she saw something or something, and then I said it to her. So it was just weird, because I had just seen these, and I was like, oh, how cool. I wonder if she knew about these. And I sent her the video talking about them. And then she hadn't answered me. She was busy at work. She's having a horrible hell week. And which is another thing of like what's happening in people's lives to kind of push them into being like, this is not the way we're supposed to live. But So she didn't know that I had sent this video to her. And then when I opened the box, and then I was like, oh my God, I just sent you a video talking about these. That is so weird. And, of course she agreed. So anyways, things are just weird. There is so much synchronicities and stuff in our communication and things happening in our lives and stuff. I guess when we focus on that and really acknowledge it into our connections, it's pretty exciting. We are connected on this other kind of levels. And so, anyways, but, if you are connected into like this, I don't know, it feels like to me, like if you are, going on 80 and you're trying to go out with somebody who's 40 and you're rich and famous, and then you want to have people think you're super cool, and there's something that is you're attached to this kind of like, you want everybody to think you're guys. I just can't even, you know especially, somebody who's 40 or 30 with somebody who's like 70 or 80, then, I mean, what would we be thinking if it was some young girl with some old man? Be thinking, oh, well, they're just waiting for him to die, or hoping they're in the will. And there's even some, like with Casey Kasem, where she started keeping him disconnected from his family and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. There's something that's so in the physical world is so weird about it. And then to go around trying to make like we're all supposed to look at it like it's cool. It's like, ooh, I don't think it's cool. So anyways, but that's just my opinion. We all get to have our own. So now it's gonna continue with the chaos. So but we all are here to form our own opinions, to figure ourselves out, to figure out like where we stand on things, what we think about things, how we look at things. So this is your time and opportunity. All these things happening in the world are to help you figure out what it is you think, how it is you feel about things, and throughout all of the different triggers and different things happening, that is your opportunity to figure out how to love yourself. And because you can sit here and focus on poor you, and you suck, and shame yourself, all that stuff, but that's the things you got to overcome. You got to work your way through it and really learn how to love yourself, and really learn how to love everybody, even when they're desperately out there trying to make a show of something. Like, you still gotta love them. You gotta be like, oh, poor thing. So anyways, and which adds kind of what I do with a lot of you just kind of see past what it is they're showing and see the broken sides of them. And then it's hard, like if somebody is really broken. Oh my God, can you stop, please? She's chasing her tail on the bed and slamming into the wall. There she goes again. To have empathy and compassion to their pain, and them trying to struggle with trying to figure out how to make themselves feel good. So anyways, some would say, you said life was hell, so you created that for yourself today. I've been saying it for a long time, so I didn't just come up with it today. Today was the first day where I thought like, oh, we're all supposed to realize that. That's a part of realizing that we deserve better. We don't want to live in hell. We want to live in heaven. So we don't want to have to die to get there. We want to be able to take ourselves there and make this world into the world we want it to be. So anyways, but in order to do that, we got to learn how to love ourselves, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to focus on what it is we want. Even when we're in hell, we got to just not be consumed by it, and make the best of it, make the best of every day. So anyways, we'll work on that today. We'll see what today brings. I mean, there's a lot of people saying like there's going to be some bad shit that's going to go down today. So we'll see. There probably will be some bad things. It just keeps being all these little things. There's something big happening, which somebody was saying if the Madrid, no ma'am. If the Madrid fault line goes, then that is going to be devastating for that whole, where the Mississippi, that would be the big problem, you know, when water is going to open up there. So the ground, if it's going to split or whatever. So I don't know what the projection is on that. If there's people saying that that's about to go, I don't know if there's a lot of little earthquakes happening over there. I have no idea. I mean, I think in all the different places, we're all kind of on edge of like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And all I know is that whatever's going to happen next is meant to happen. And when we finally get there is when it's going to finally be the flipping to get us to go the other direction. So it's going to seem horrible, but it's going to be for the best. So anyways, we'll see what this day brings us. Hopefully more inflation on the silver and more of bringing us towards the ending of this enslavement cycle. So anyways, but enjoy your day. It's Christmas after all. So enjoy your day, and we'll talk about how this day goes tomorrow. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.